Next question from Eleonora Ranieri. She's asking, what is your all-time dream team? Okay, so this is a tough one. Mainly because I am really bad with the history of volleyball. I did not start playing until I was 14, 15 years old. And I was in a very small community with it. So I didn't watch videos. I mean, when I was growing up playing, there was YouTube, but there wasn't, full matches on there, and I wasn't getting the exposure to the sport as much as a lot of European players have, and even the younger players in the US now. Volleyball is becoming a little bit more of a popular sport here in our country, so the big time players are known a little bit more. But if I had to, why don't I just do like a modern day, the guys that are playing right now. I think, you have to start with a setter, and a setter is, in my mind, the most crucial part of the team. They're the conductor, they're the quarterback, for you Americans out there that know a little bit more of a sport that I'm familiar with. They're the quarterback of the team. They're the people that set up both the offense and defense in a lot of ways, the transition, and they're ultimately deciding who spikes for you guys. So I gotta throw this one up to my teammate and one of my great friends, Micah Christensen. I think he's, in my mind, the best setter in the world. So Micah's number one. I think for middle blockers, again, I got to go with the teammate, Maxwell Holt. When he's playing his best, he's unstoppable. I would put him and Lisa Natch in. I'm sorry if I announce your names wrong, guys. It's no disrespect. Circle Lisa Natch. I think he's one of the best middle blockers in the world too. So Max and him in the middle. Let's see, for outsides, Taylor Sander. I would have to go with him and Wilfredo Leon. And then I'm not putting myself in this because I don't like to toot my own horn. I don't think I'm the best player. I think that's part of what keeps me moving forward and striving to always be better. So I think for best opposite in the world, it's tough. I mean, there's a lot of them out there. But I would have to say I would go with Wallace from Brazil. So, and Libero, I'm going to go with Eric Shoji as well. So that's my dream team. Let's see. And I've been really lucky to play with a lot of those guys. So seeing them in training, seeing them in matches, it's really awesome and a great pleasure of mine and honor to play with all those guys. Let's see. Next question is from Andre Dalby. They ask, what makes volleyball unique compared to other sports? Now, I've heard a lot of arguments on why volleyball is not very entertaining and why it's a quote-unquote women's or girls sport. But I think it's incredible. I think the dynamic athlete that you have to be to succeed at this sport is on par with the NBA players, with the lateral movements, the jumping, the diving, the precision. It's pretty unique in that way that you have to completely rely on your teammates. Nobody can play the sport by itself. A basketball, you can have a guy like a LeBron James, a Kobe Bryant that can just take over a match or take over a game. And in volleyball, you have that too, but there's two other, if it's an opposite that's going to go off, there's two other parts of the game that have to be played before they even get a chance to touch the ball, and that's passing and that's setting. So it's a very team-oriented sport, and when everybody on your team is firing on all cylinders, you guys are passing the ball incredibly well, your setter is just evenly distributing the ball, and your spikers are just hitting with all sorts of range and power and tips and just high flat off the hands. And it's a really fun and almost like a musical in a way that the flow of the game can go for some teams. And I think it's unique in that way that it's just fun. You know, you can play it if you're 8 years old in the backyard with your parents, your grandparents, aunts, uncles, friends, and you can play it in the Olympic Games. And part of the reason why it's not so popular, I think, in the States is because we have other sports that, you know, fill in little parts of that here and there. But I think if people really looked into it and could spend some time to understand the game, especially at its highest level, because it is so fast and powerful, and there's a lot of times when you watch it on TV and you just don't know what happened, and so you're a little confused. But I love it. I'm going to keep playing it as long as I can.